Greetings, doll collectors. That's MB.
And that's MB.
We are the Loot Tube.
Yes.
Back for another unboxing. Gone retro.
Yeah, way back.
Retro.
Way back.
Way back when. Think of them heady days when the first Avenger was released, Captain America.
Yeah.
And that's how retro we're going. So not very really. But
yeah.
Where it all began.
This is like one of those figures when you're starting it that you think, like, I'd just love to have him. And me and MB are in a group where there was a post put up saying they'll try and help out. Honestly, if you were into dolls, figures, 1/6 scale, whatever you want to call them, and you aren't in some of the groups available on Facebook, get yourself on there, do some research, type in 1/6 scale.
Yeah.
Because there's people, it is a far better world for figure collectors on Facebook than what it is on eBay. Trust me. And this came from a guy that absolutely gives us such a good deal with this fella, because he changes hands for a fortune. You really can't get him for like cost now. And I can see why, to be honest with you. It's literally $2 in one. 2 figures in one. But we'll talk a bit more about it further down the line, because I'm going to grab hold of my phone and give this guy a shout out, because it's a good thing for me and MB that when this figure it come from Czech Republic. Although things might change now, we've dumped the EU on its arse. There's no shipping fees or import charge with Europe as it stands. So honestly, Tony Novak, I know you're probably going to watch this because you said you couldn't wait for the review of this figure. You've pulled us a massive favour with this figure, mate. I know there was a slight problem which we'll talk about at a later time, but he works in a comic shop in the Czech Republic, and I'm just trying to filter through and find out what it's called, because he did send me an email, a link to it, and it is literally, I mean, there's a photo there of how it was packed, which was superb. Just no charge whatsoever. It's the cheapest I've ever had a figure. Just just rocked up all in with like nout. And the problem that he had with the figure, hence the price that he sold me for, is a renowned problem, because they kind of changed the way that they set figures after this guy. But yeah, do you want to give your thoughts? I'm just going to scroll through and try and find this.
My thoughts are, it looks fucking mint.
The code doesn't come, the code's separate.
I've been in here a couple of times since you've had this. I've not really looked at it, but the way it's set up now, it's very eye-catching. I don't know whether it's because it's got a big bright red bell end of a head.
Yeah.
But I'm kind of drawn to it. Like a few times, and as we've been doing videos, I've been glancing over it, and you just like sort of notice more and more about it. It's class. The head sculpt is fantastic. Really good head sculpt. The Tesseract cube looks really good. Like, it's a really good accessory for him just to sit there and hold in his hand. It's eye catcher.
I was going to sit the Tesseract on one of the lights down there, but it looks far better in his hand. The way that they've made his hand so it holds it,
yeah,
is just far better.
His gun, the detail in his gun, is brilliant. His jacket, which you're saying, what, you got it separate or something, or it doesn't originally come with it, is class.
Yeah, I'm going to open the box. I'm just going to show you that.
Really,
I hope you can see. Tony Novak from Comics Point.
Good for you.
It's a Czech Republic website. It is basically unreadable to the English, but if there's anything that you see on there and you speak to Tony, he'll help you out.
Go on it and use Google Translate to translate it.
I don't know, because I'm not as clever as you, probably. Quite possibly, yeah. But yeah, it's www.comicspoint.cz. Give it a whirl, because the guys pulled us a big favour with this figure.
Yeah, thanks Tony.
But yeah, if you want to chat on, I'll open this up because there's.
What more can I say? I mean, look at it. It's really, really nice figure. It's class.
When you think,
I
when
really
you go
like it.
back, I mean, it was out before the first Avengers film, and some of the first Avengers, I think, there you go, there's the inside of the box, and it is the actual figure. The back is the actual figure.
But that's a nice box as well.
I know, yeah, with just the emblem on the front.
If you didn't see it, I mean, look at that. That's like, it's cool as fuck.
And
His
there's
cube's gone for a bed.
And there's two different head sculptors on that. And one of them are the one that we've picked up on the other boxes. One's K.A. Kim and Jung Ju Won, which are new ones on me. But by God, they've done an unreal job.
Yeah.
I have pretty much got out all of the accessories that it comes with. Like the main one is the Tesseract, obviously, and the gun that he's got in his hand. But I want to show you the other head sculpt because both head sculpts on this figure are class, and they're just like, it's so hard to choose a head sculpt that to pick to have on display, to the point where, like I'm saying, that coat buttons up and you get the coat separately in the lid of the box.
Right.
So you could literally buy another body,
Hmm.
put two of the hands on, put the coat on it, and have two Red Skulls. Do you know what I mean? It's that, and that's the other head sculpt. I can't think what the actor's called, but he's out
Hugo Weaving.
Hugo Weaving, that's it. But yeah,
Oh, Hugo. That's fucking amazing.
I know. He's even got the scars around his ears
Look.
where he pulls his face about. And outside of that, you get the bog standard stand and a few different hands.
Absolutely. Fan-freaking-tastic. Look at that.
It is the thing
That's
that blew me
class.
away with this is that it's a really, really early figure in the Hot Toys line. Like,
That's two class head sculpts are.
I know.
I think I'll probably go with you, like I'd have the Red Skull one on it, but
Well, I have to because he's with the bad guys. So
class. That is class.
yeah. So we'll get round to the scar and that. Let you have a little bit of a mooch about.
Alright, I'm going to show you this because I've been staring at this loads tonight when I've been doing these videos. That's class, that.
Yeah.
That is fucking brilliant. Look at it.
Yeah. It really is. It's scary how good of a figure it is, especially, like I say, I keep reiterating, early, because some of the original Avenger figures were a little bit naughty, if you ask me, as far as head sculpts go.
Right.
So I mean, that one is way before that, and it's such a hard call. I mean, that is mental. That is absolutely mental. I don't know if you can see the scars on the side. But we'll start with accessories, of which that is one.
Yeah.
So
That is two.
yeah, the Tesseract.
That is three.
Yeah, the coat is an accessory because it isn't on the figure; it's in the
Yeah.
box. The Tesseract.
Can I just
is the
stop you?
figure. Yeah,
It's a 5.
I know. You can't. There's no more you can say about it. It's a mental
In
figure.
fact,
like I
I'll go
say,
even
but-
further to say it's a 20. Review over. It's a class figure, this. It really is brilliant. He's very posable. Posable's a 5. Overall figure's a 5.
Yeah.
Head sculpt's a 5. Head sculpt's a 10.
The only way he's restricted with his posing, which there you can see isn't even that bad, is the fact that he's got the leather coat on.
Yeah.
So it does restrict his movement because he has quite literally got two coats on. You can't take the
Mhm.
other coat off to put the black one on. So he does have, that restricts him slightly, but as you can see by that, it's now really, is it? These restrictions now. And just the accessories, the gun is unbelievable. Possibly, I totally agree, it's a damn God 5.
Really, really, really good figure.
Yeah.
I think I've not seen any pictures of this, but I think it's probably, if you see it in person, it's class, and especially if you're getting like Avengers figures and sort of villains based around it, like what you've done with Loki and
Well, you can see there,
Mandarin and everything.
basically in the
It's
background
class.
shot there, he stands behind Mandarin alongside Loki, so you can see what that's all about there now. But you stand him up, you flip him round, he's got the Hydra logo on his arm, the back of his coat's absolutely class. I haven't really checked whether it's wired or not, which isn't a massive... Oh, it is.
Of course it's wired.
Yeah. Yeah, the bottom of his coat's wired, so you can play with that. Jesus, I love that.
It's class. It's really, really, really nice figure.
I know. So it's one that I didn't honestly believe I would get my hands on because it was priced out of my market by a mile, and
You can see
big
why.
kudos for Tony.
I think you can see why. Really,
Yeah.
really can.
So possibility for me is a nailed on 5. A nailed on 5. The head sculpts. We've had to class that as an accessory, so you can't really say on that head sculpt. Is just a straight 5. It's just a straight 5. Do you know what? I'm with this figure. It's a shame we're restricted at 20 because he's so good. He's absolutely class. And overall, it's a 5.
Full marks is a hell of a thing.
Now, what I will tell you, after I've done this, is the problem that was with the figure as to why I got such a good price on it, which is nothing. With the other Hot Toys figures, and I'm not going to take it off, but with the other Hot Toys figures, even though that's fine, and it's great, there's like a ball socket that pushes into the head, you'll have seen it. There isn't with this one.
Alright.
It's like a small... I can't take it off because there's a chance that I could pull the head apart. There's a small thing that goes inside the hoop in there that fixes the head to the actual body. So that just clips over, so it's not like a ball joint like you would get with the other figures. It's like a flat, like a lip. And what had happened with the figure was that head was put on, and then it was that tight, and trust me, I tried to get that one on. It was that tight that when the head was brought off, that ring come off. And it's a well-known fault with this figure. So I mean, when this turned up, first and foremost, I didn't look in the lid of the box, and I said, "Well, I haven't got a black coat." And he said, turn the box upside down. So yeah, that was
you were excited.
Yeah, I was. And then the next thing was, for the life of me, I could not get that head on that body. I really couldn't. I was to the point where I thought, I'm going to snap this off here. And you get an extra, I think for that reason, you actually physically get an extra neck thing.
Right.
And what he said is better to do is to just put the heads, if you're going to swap them, which I'm not, if you're going to swap them, to physically put the heads on the separate ones, because it's easier to swap the ball joint out than what it is to do the head. When I got in touch with him about the head, I said, look, this head is mental hard to get on. He gave me a tip of turning on the hairdryer and just firing it at the bottom of the head sculpt. Yeah, and it went on no bother.
Right.
It went straight on. So if you do get it, be prepared. I hope you've watched this video, because it can be a shock and a surprise, and as far as that's concerned, it's a little... I'm not going to drop it down from a 20 because it's an easy 20. You know what I mean? But
well, yeah.
I'm glad that maybe they've seen the fault with that figure and thought, moving forward, that can't be done again.
Yeah. They must have done some more with that, though, did they? Like beforehand.
I would have thought so. But these heads are so they're so tough. You know what I mean? They're so rigid, you know, you can't, there's no playing them. And I was literally like pressing it on to the point where it was like slipping. I was saying, I'm going to snap this joint off here. But once he told me about the hairdryer, it went on no bother. But the last thing you want to be doing is handling one of these, which are all hand painted to that sort of quality.
Yeah,
with your big manky mitts and pushing them on, you know what I mean? Yeah. Because at the end of the day, we're all the same, aren't we? When we get these things, you just go crazy and you just want to get them set up.
Yeah.
And when you pull them out the box, you're like, fuck me, that is unbelievable. But that was the only downside with this figure. And due to that, I mean, you can't even see the difference there. He said it was all properly repaired and everything, you know what I mean?
Mm.
And that was why he got an absolutely cracking price on this figure. Unbelievable price. But just bear that in mind when you're going to buy it. If you are going to buy on eBay, or if you are going to buy on the selling site, just ask what state the head sculpts are in. Have they had the problem? Because I would think, I know if I decided to sell it on, which I'm not going to, I would definitely tell whoever the situation, because I would have tried all day long without the hairdryer trick.
Yeah, definitely.
You know what I mean? So hopefully that's useful for people. But yeah, it's mind blowing.
Yeah, it's class. Like I said, it's dead eye catching, and a shelf that's full of figures for something like that to like really stand out. It's probably more because I'm sat here and it's at eye level, but I sort of like looked at it a few times. It's class. It's a really, really nice figure.
I just think I know that one's there, but like you look at Mandarin, the jobs they've done on the bad guys from the Marvel Cinematic
fantastic.
Universe are unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. I mean, Whiplash, even Mickey Rourke, not one that I've looked at getting, but the figure that they're knocking out it's mental good. But you can't ask for more than a 40. We can't score it anymore. If I could, I would, because I think it is borderline probably the best figure I've got. And to think that it's that from, God, how long ago was it out? I'd like to know the date of manufacture on this thing. To be honest with you, I bet you it's a good 4 or 5 year.
Yeah, it won't be easy.
It's just mental. His gun and everything is unbelievable. His coat. But yeah, we could keep going on about it. That's how he stands up there, because he has his foot on the back of Mandarin's throne. But yeah, Red Skull.
Class.
Yeah, reviewed. Bear in mind the head problem that's with it, but don't worry about it. As long as you know the tip, as long as you're getting the heads in good condition, just it's not like your average head sculpts what you get nowadays with the ball joint, where they're just, you know how easy they are, don't you know? Yeah, and that is fucking unreal. It's such a waste to have that sat in a box, really. But yeah, so it's a 20 from MB and it's a 20 from me, and that's probably about it.
Yeah, keep it tuned. youtube.com/LootTroop, Twitter @LootTroop, Instagram The Loot Troop, and if you want to email us, it's loottroopers@gmail.com.
Keep the comments coming on the videos.
Yeah, please do. We always try to respond as quick as we can.
We love the interaction that's going on there, and you'll always get a reply back. We never kind of ignore stuff. And like
he
I said,
generally picks them up through the day. I generally pick them up through the night if we get any through the night. So we're always there or thereabouts.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's MB.
And that's MB.
Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.